You know, Valentine's is the most celebrated event all across the world. Perhaps because every time you talk about Valentine, you talk about the heart. You talk about love. You can't separate the two. Alam niyo po, most of our online followers are asking for tips on how they can make their marriage work. Ang sabi po nila, how can I have a happy and godly marriage despite our differences? We're having a hard time to make our relationship work. Well, before we talk about our differences and the challenges to make a relationship work, we must agree and have an understanding on the definition of marriage. First, marriage is not only a contract, but a covenant. What's the difference? While we need a contract to fulfill the law, the requirements of the land, a contract is time-bound, while a covenant is for life, until death parts you. You know, contracts are based on protection and mistrust. They allow the parties involved in the contract to have loopholes and escape clauses. While the word covenant means a coming together, wala pong escape clause. Contract says, I take you for me. A covenant says, I give myself to you. Contracts say, you had better do it. A covenant says, how can I serve you? Contract says, what do I get out of this? A covenant says, what can I give? A contract would say, I'll meet you halfway. A covenant says, I'll give you 100%. A contract says, I have to. While a covenant says, I want to. You know, my pastor, Dr. Albert Clavo, has the best definition of marriage. Ang sabi po niya, marriage is a lifelong covenant instituted by God Himself between one man and one woman, held together in an exclusive bond characterized by selfless love, mutual respect, daily acts of kindness, and enduring faithfulness. Now that we've heard already and laid down the proper definition of marriage, I'll answer those questions. I'll give you a few tips on how to make a marriage work. Remember, the two of you now are one flesh, but you did not lose your individual identity. Your personhood is different. Meron kayong mga differences. Meron in personality, in opinion, in perception. Instead of picking on each other's differences, you celebrate them. In other words, baka yung perspective niya iba sa perspective mo. So you celebrate that. So instead of challenging that, sabi mo, oh, yan ang angle nakikita mo. Ito naman ang angle nakikita ko. Ayan. Or else, when your wife says something na gusto niya ganito, gusto mo ganun, you look at that in love. The way you ask her, the way you challenge her, hindi yung palaban. Kailangan yun, merong love. Ang tone mo, i-adjust mo ang tone ng boses mo. Para she will not feel that she's being challenged. She will not feel that she's being ignored. But her personhood is being valued. That's part of honoring. And when you do that, my friend, bukas ang loob nila. Their hearts will be warmed up. How about you? What does being married mean to you? Share your comments or tips below and help other couples learn from your experience. Just use the hashtag AskTSCA. You may also follow us on our social media pages. Just type the 700 Club Asia. Celebrate love with us. Join our conversation today.